In this video, we're going to find how to square a number in your head. Okay, so let's start. Ready or not? Okay, so 1 square, we know 1 square is what? 1, because 1 times 1 is 1. Also, if we have 2 square is what? 4, because you know that 2 times 2 is 4. What of when we have 3 square? 3 square is what? 9, because 3 times 3 is 9. In the case whereby we have 24 square, 24 square is 576. Oh, you're wondering how I got this. Me too, I'm wondering how you got this. Okay, in case you don't know how we get this is how we get 576. You're going to see it. It's easy to understand. Just get the steps by step of how to find this out. Okay, so the first step is this. All right, you look for the nearest 10 to 24. The nearest 10 to 24 is 20. The difference between the nearest 10 and 24 is what? 4. Okay, so you multiply 20 by 24 plus the difference, which is 28. Okay, then you now add the square of the difference. You remember the difference is 4, so you add the square of that to the multiplication of 20 and 28. Alright, so now we have, by the time you say 20 times 28, if we move the 0 to 28, we have 2 times 280. Okay, that is pure multiplication. Alright, so plus 4 times 4, the square of 4 is 16. Alright, so we can break this 280 down, because we're doing everything mentally. We're not using a calculator. Okay, so if we break that down, we have 250 plus 30, isn't it? 250 plus 30 is 280, right? Okay, so you put that in bracket. Now, in order to open the bracket, you multiply 2. You multiply inside the 2 numbers inside of the bracket by 2. So 2 times 250 will give us what? 500, plus 2 times 30, which will give us 60. Then you add the 16. Okay, so 500 plus 60 is 560. 560 plus 16 is equal to 576. Alright, so that is how we got 24 square as 576. Alright, so let's quickly look at another example. Okay, so now we have 81 square. 81 square, we also look for, to find this, we also look for the nearest 10, which is what? 80. We multiply that. The difference between 81 and the nearest 10, 80, is 1. So we add that 1 to 81, which gives us 82. Then we add the square of the difference, which is 1 square. Okay, so 80 times 82, if we move the 0 to 82, we have 8 times 820 plus 1. The square of 1 is 1. Okay, so now if we also break down 820, we have 8 times 800, we put them in bracket, times 20 plus 1. So now we open the bracket by multiplying the numbers inside of the bracket with 8. So 8 times 800, we have 0, 0. 8 times 8 is 64. Okay, then plus 8 times 20 is 160, plus 1. So 6400 plus 160 plus 1. So let's just add it like this. 6400 161. Okay, so we have 1656. So the square of 81 is 6561. You can punch that in your calculator. You arrive at the same answer. Alright, what about when we have the nearest 10? In the case where we have, let's say, this is what I mean. If we have 58 square, how do we go about it? The nearest 10 of this is now something that is higher than the number itself, which is 60. Okay, so the difference between 58 and 60 is 2. And you have to caution that this is a negative difference. So we subtract that, or if we add these to 58, we have 56. Okay, so we're going to multiply by 56. This time around, we are not adding it, as in we are not adding 58 plus 2 as we did in the two previous example. Okay, all right. So now we add, as usual, we add the square of the difference. The square of minus 2 or just 2 is the same. Okay, so which is going to give us 4. All right, so now let's multiply 60 times 56. We have 6 times 560 plus 4. If we break down 56, we have 6 times 500 in bracket plus, there's a plus because 500 plus 60 is the same as 560. Okay, then plus 4. So now we open the bracket again. So we have 6 times 500, which will give us 00. 6 times 5 is 30. Then plus 6 times 60, which will give us 360 plus 4. So now we add up the whole numbers. We have 3000 plus 360 plus 4, which will give us 3364. So the square of 58 is 3364. All right, let's check or look at another example by the side. Okay, if we have for the 7 square, the nearest 10 is 50. All right, okay, because it is closer to 47 than 40. It's just 3 numbers, and so the difference is 3, which could also be seen as minus 3, whichever, it doesn't matter. Okay, pardon, as 3 up here. So we multiply that by subtracting the difference from the given number. Remember, in the other examples, the examples above, we added the number to it. So even if we add, so this time around we subtract. So for the 7 minus 3, which will give us 44. Then we now add the square of the difference, which is 3. All right, so we add 3 square. So now we multiply 5 times 440. The 0 goes to the 44. All right, 3 times 3 is 9. We can open up this up, or we just multiply directly. There's no need of having 400. If you want to do it that way, fine, but let's quickly, because I can see this is much easier. So if we say 5 times 0, we have 0. 5 times 4, we have 20. We move 2 to the next column. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus the 2 that we brought in from the previous column, we have 22 plus 9. And that gives us 2209. So the square of 47 square is equal to 2209. All right. So if there is any more explanation that you need, just replay the video. Okay. So let me quickly give you exercises for you to do. Find the square of 35. Okay. Find the square of 22. Then find the square of 27. All right. The 35, you might be wondering, how am I going to do this? Well, you can use any, the number is at the middle, so you can use any one, and either of the tens that you want to use. Okay. All right. So find the square of these three numbers before going to the next video.